Injustice is poverty, deprivation in the bones, a system of exploitation built to harden every home. Human extradition for every nation in the chain, legislation with the blind eye, feeding profit through the pain. A behavior of war and harm, wearing suits and clean shoes. Kids get hurt in hidden rooms while the rich ones make the rules. Empty plates at the gate, no help coming too damn late. Social delusions keep them numb, but the truth keeps knocking like a loaded drum. War for all, war for all. They want war for all, war for all, war for all. Make the whole world small. War for all, war for all. Blood on every wall. War for all, war for all. We refuse that. Yeah, a knife, a blade, an explosive grenade. That's the language they use. High labor in production while the worker gets abused. The financial function so society can spin. High illusion, social confusion. Still the same old lies win. An empty plate, no food at your gate. A room of doom and gloom where the helpers get misplaced. That need for or praise the brand, keep the greedy in the famous lanes, while the hungry bite the sand. Empty plates at the gate, no help coming too damn late. Social delusions keep them numb, but the truth keeps knocking like a loaded drum. War for all, war for all. They want war for all, war for all, war for all. Make the whole world small. War for all, war for all. Blood on every wall. Every street, every family, every lane, blame and shame the poor name just to feed the game. But we see the cracks in the polished little lies. We are not the cover up, we are the rising fire. War for all, war for all. They want war for all, war for all, war for all. Make the whole world small. War for all, war for all. Blood on every wall. War for all, war for all. We Justice is meeting the human need for welfare, wellness, healthcare, transport, exploration, education, art, music, and creativity to reach their full potential. Everyone cared for, included. Justice is not more harm to punishment, but security from harm while securing the welfare and wellness of human dignity. Justice means care and welfare, even when we are not the best air. A bed, a ride, a school, nobody without the basic tools. No high illusions or competitions. That's just a bad social delusion. Food on every table, utilities in every home, a room to play and breathe in peace. Every movement in dignity's name, for every house, every street, family and community lane. Not more hurt, not more shame. Keep us secure, keep us sane. Build the life people need. Let the whole world breathe. Care for all, care for all. Keep us safe from harm. Care for all, care for all. Welfare in our arms. Justice is care. Justice is care. Justice is care. It's the bus at dawn, it's the clinic door, it's the books, the brush, the song and art. It's the social inclusion, it's everyone's comforts, it's rooms of joy and room for dreams. Not more hurt, not more punishment, not more shame. Keep us secure, keep us sane. Build a life people need. Let the whole world breathe. Care for all, care for all. Keep us secure from harm. Care for all, care for all. Welfare in our arms. Justice is care. 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 From punishment to wellness, from fear to dignity, let mercy be destruction, let fairness set us free. No one left outside, no one without basic dignity. Treat people like the last apple tree, a full life for you and me. Every family and every community, we all should be free. Care for all. Keep us secure from harm. Care for all. Welfare in arms. Justice is care. Justice is care. Justice is care. Justice is care. You walk in with your red pen eyes, counting cracks in the ceiling tiles. I can feel your first word land like a stone in the palm of my hand. You call it truth, you call it care, but every room gets smaller there. I've been trying not to fold when you speak in lines so cold. Tell me now, what do you want from me? A wound to point at or a way to breathe? Are you a fall picker? Are you a life kicker? Are you an info picker? A light bringer, growth nurturer? Are you a light bringer? Are you a growth nurturer? I got scars you never named, still you touch them like a game. You can read me if you try, but don't confuse submissiveness for weakness. Don't tell lies. I need hands that lift, not weight. Need a voice that makes rooms play. If you see the mud, plant roots, not a chain around my boots. Tell me now, what do you want from me? A bruise to open, no way to breathe. Are you a fall picker? Are you a life kicker? Are you an info picker? A light bringer, growth nurturer? Are you a light bringer? Are you a growth nurturer? If you know me whole, not just where I'm bent or broke. I can bloom under your gaze if your gaze is made of grace. Are you a fall picker? Are you a life kicker? Are you an info picker? A light bringer, growth nurturer? Are you a light bringer? Are you a growth nurturer? Are you a fall picker? Are you the one playing blame games to keep people chained? Are you a phone hacker, a privacy snatcher, an obsessed attacher, an abuse attacker, room watcher, clock watcher, top watcher, frock dropper in the dark, looking for a flick, tickler, sick twister, keep a sniffer, top lifter, bottom drop a sock blocker at the door like you live for taking corners. You keep circling back, same old pattern, hands too busy, eyes too scared. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you see. You move too close, then you never speak. You keep names in your mouth, keep my pace in your head. Too many little signs that you want me stressed. Phone hacker, privacy snatcher. Phone hacker, privacy snatcher. Back up, I see your hands. Watch a clock, watch a clock, watch a say it plain or leave me now. You got a habit of hovering near every small detail you wanna keep here. Not for love, not for trust, just for the thrill of being too much. I read your stare like a warning note. Cold little grin on a tight-lipped coat. You want the access, you want the key, but every locked door stays locked with me. Tell me what you want, tell me what you seek. You move too close, then you never speak. You keep names in your mouth, keep my pace in your head. Too many little signs that you want me stressed. Phone hacker, privacy snatcher. Phone hacker, privacy snatcher. Back up, I see your hands. Room watch a clock, watch a room watch a clock, watch. Say it plain or leave me now. I don't owe you my little world. I don't owe you my every word. Step from the frame, clear out my lane. Keep your own shadow out of my name. Phone hacker, privacy snatcher. Phone hacker, privacy snatcher. Back up, I see your hands. Room watch a clock, watch a room watch a clock, watch. Say it plain or leave me now.
Polytelegonist, egalitarian. A hatred for government and religion, a belief for equality, and the abolition of socio-economic hierarchy. Abolish the altar, bring down the gods, drop their grand swords and shields, make the elite kneel, get them to feel an ordinary ordeal, break that oppression. impressive seal. Give those that are real a proper deal. No polished lies, just hands that heal. Let the marble crack, let the velvet fall. If they built it high, we can shake it all. Polish the altar, bring it to the floor. Polish the altar, so we won't beg no more. Make the elite kneel, make the fake ones heal. Give those that are real a proper deal. From the back row glare to the boardroom grin. Same old names keep locking us in, but the hands that build should not be last, and the ones who steal should learn fast. No more gold for ghosts, no more holy fraud, just a level ground and a human law. Let the marble crack, let the velvet fall. If they built it high, we can shake it all. Abolish the altar, bring it to the floor. Abolish the altar, so we won't beg no more. Make the elite kneel, make the fake ones yield. Give those that are real a proper deal. Watch the seal break open, watch the ranks unwind. When the loud throne gets left behind, one by one they fade. When the truth stands near and the ordinary hands pull the future clear. Abolish the altar, bring it to the floor. Abolish the altar, so we won't beg no more. Make the elite kneel, make the fake ones heal. Give those that are real a proper deal. A proper deal. Threatening a tree won't make it give. Start dry and it won't forgive. You can shake the bark, you can point and shout, but apples don't come from fear or doubt. Water the ground, give it a chance. Prune those branches, watch it advance. Water the ground, water the ground. That's how you get the fruit around. Prune and care, feed what you see. Treat people the same as you treat the tree. A hard hand held up is still a hard hand. Roots need deep kindness to understand. So if you want sweetness, don't lean on blame. Grow what you need by learning the game. Water the ground, give it a chance. Prune those branches, watch it advance. Water the ground, water the ground. That's how you get the fruit around. Prune with care, feed what you see. Treat people the same as you treat the tree. No fruit from pressure, no peace from fear. A soft-fed season brings it near. Hands in the dirt, not clenched too tight. Grow something honest, grow it right. Water the ground, water the ground. That's how you get the fruit around. Prune it with care, feed what you see. Treat people the same as you treat the tree. Should a tree with a broken branch be allowed in forest trees? Should a tree with a broken branch be allowed sunlight, rain, and soil? If roots still reach for rain, if bark still knows the storm, do we turn away from bruise and war? Should a human with a broken branch be given a home? Should they be left alone? Should a human with a broken
as human life rolls. Stop the people being sold, that the heart still bleeds, that the brain still reads, let welfare and well-being lead. Should a human with a broken back begin a home? Should they be left alone? Should a human with a broken back get food, health, and utilities? Should the people be able to talk, learn, travel, if the field takes the seed, if the soil takes the rain, then let the leaf take the sun. Let the people, birds and beasts, take the fruits and enjoy the beauty and bright leaves. Should a human with a broken leg be given a home? Should they be left alone? Should a human with a broken leg get food, health, care, and utilities? Should the people be able to talk and travel? Should the people be able to travel? Abolish the global financial system. We don't need high consumption in order for society to function. When the people turn, the money can burn the rulers. We learn the peoples united shall stand firm. We won't bow down. We refuse to play. We refuse the rules, the childish acts and silly plays. We won't bow down. We refuse to play. We refuse the rules, the childish acts and silly plays. Tear down prisons, remove the rules, remove the corrupted tools. Create free schools. Scrap the policy, remove the script. Free the prisoner, free authority. Free the people from slavery and poverty. We won't bow down. We refuse to play. We refute the rules, the childish acts and silly plays. We won't bow down. We refuse to play. We refute the rules, the childish acts and silly plays. Break the chains, break the script, break our grips, a moment of social bliss. Break the chains, break the script, break our grips, a moment of social bliss. Childish acts and silly plays. We won't bow down. We refuse to play. We refuse the rules, the childish acts and silly plays. Break our chains. Break our spirits. Break the chain. The moment of social bliss. reporter, look past the badge, past the words, past the recorded. Protect the reporter, if you use that bend, the truth gets distorted. View the pain, view the words, see the mind it draws. View intent, feel the vibe, see the character. Listen to the swinging doors, show truth and quiet squeaks. Truth roots, power and growth. Laying dirt, even if the highest leaf roof. It does not ground, it's all because what lays on the ground. Legalize and regulate drugs. Reduce the illusion of crime. Don't do drugs. Close black markets and stop the perpetuation of conditions that exploit, harm, and deprive. Close down prisons and free up institutional and constitutional labor. Abolish the global financial system. Have human labor and free up human created evolution. Housing, utilities, healthcare, and education should be the standard foundation for every nation. Like water and seed to soil, like sunlight to buds and leaves, like decayed leaf that cuddles the caterpillar. People have a mind, people have dreams, people have a heart that heals the broken. The rain should be lilies, the fruit should be food, ours will be the invention. People have a mind, people have dreams, people have a heart that heals the broken. Close black markets, free up human labor. Let the hands that heal build what we deserve. Housing, utilities, healthcare, and education should be the standard foundation for every living being. Like water and a seed to soil, like sunlight to buds and leaves, like decayed leaf that cuddles the caterpillar. People have a mind, people have dreams, people have a heart that heals the broken. From fear to trust, from cages to homes, from need to enough. People have a heart that can heal the broken. Son, save our gracious lands. Earth, protect our pleasant people. Long live our people. Feed them nutritiously. Care for them healthy. Keep their hands from harm. The knowledge of technology, the freedom of our voices, the comforts of our homes, the warmth of families' home. Protect our people, protect our people, keep us in your mercy, protect our people. When the day gets hard and the roads go thin, let our children rise, let the hope stay in. From the fields to the rooms, from the gates to the shore, let us build one home and ask for more. The knowledge of technology, the freedom of our voices, the comforts of our homes, the warmth of families' homes. Protect our people, protect our people, keep us in your mercy, protect our people. Hold us through the rain. Hold us through the fire. Let our hands stay kind. Let our hearts climb higher. Protect our people, protect our people, keep us in your mercy, protect our people, protect our people, protect our people, keep us in your mercy, protect our people. The wolf came grinning clean with blood on his teeth. The shepherd said, come in, with a soft-spoken beat. He held the lantern low near the muddy fence, said, I know where they go, like it made good sense. But I saw the rope and I saw the knife, same old hunger, wearing kind of life. Look, two black sheep leaders shed the shepherd's last walk, look, two black sheep leave a shed. On the shepherd's last walk, on the shepherd's last walk. The wolf wants a slaughter, the shepherd does too. Black sheep, one bites with a snarl, one smiles at you. He brushed the wool with care, like a prayer in hand. Then he led me there, past the split rail stand. Boots in the wet grass, jaw set, eyes bright. He called it mercy, I called it a bite. Same old hunger, different coat. One talks sweet, one cuts the throat. Two black sheep lead a shed on the shepherd's last walk. Look, two black sheep lead a shed on the shepherd's last walk. In the shepherd's last walk. The wolf wants a slaughter, the shepherd does too. Black sheep, one bites with a snarl, one smiles at you. If you hear that tread past the thorn and stone, don't follow the man who said you're not alone. 'Cause mercy can wear a sheep's coat, and the wolf waits at the end of the lane. Look, to black sheep lead a shed on the shepherd's last walk. Look, to the black sheep lead a shed on the shepherd's last walk. The wolf wants a slaughter, the shepherd does too. One bites with a snarl, one smiles at you. Free the kids from London Bridge. Let them speak, let them sing. Break the dams, shake the place. God is knocking on every gate. A wave of water, a breaking sea, a splitting road, a crumbled building. Hear it now, hear it there, in the dust and in the air. Our hands up, is waking inside. Free the kids from London Bridge. Free the kids from London Bridge. Let them speak. Let them say. Shake the bells. Shake the plates. Shake the clams. Shake the plates. God is knocking on every gate. Boots in mud and in broken stone. Names carved deep in weathered bone. Still the river finds its way through the cracks of yesterday. A father's call, a child stands tall. We do not fold, we do not fall. Hear it now, hear it there, in the dust, in the air. Our hands up, our hands wide. Something on is waking inside. Free the kids from London Bridge. Free the kids from London Bridge. Let them speak, let them say. Shake the bands, shake the plates, shake the bands, shake the plates. God is knocking on every gate. A wave of water, a breaking sea, splitting road, a crumbled building. Nature's warming to every morning. A people's voice arise from ash. A people's voice arise from ash. Free the kids from London Bridge. Free the kids from London Bridge. Let them speak. Let them say. Let them say. Shake the bells. Shake the plates. Shake the bells. Shake the plates. God is knocking on every gate. God is knocking. Free the kids from London Bridge. Free the people from government grips. Nobody should be living a life of greedy grips. Don't tax the rich, life don't have to be a bitch. The bill keep climbing while the same hands switch. Rent takes the plate, food takes the last. They call it order, I call it a trap. Who gets paid when the harm rolls in? Who cashes out when the bad acts win? Paper rules tie up the room, but I see the boot in the shape of a loom. Stop the trade of human pain. Stop the cold that feeds the state. Line by line, it breaks the ground. Hear that crowd, take the sound. Abolish the financial. Abolish the financial. Stop human for hire. Stop murder for life insurance. Stop murder for inheritance. Abolish the global financial system. Abolish the global financial system. It's never for money. Never for money. It's always for welfare. Always for well-being. Stop life creation for profit. Stop profit for kiddie fiddling. Stop trafficking in the dark. Stop every little payout that leaves a bigger scar. Stop financial incentives for victimization. Oh, don't dress up home with official titles. Yeah, have human labor, free up prisons, build a world where the floor can listen. No more cages for number on the street. No more souls so cheap in the street. Stop the trade of human pain. Stop control that feeds the stain. Line by line, it hits the ground. Hear the crowd, take the sound. Abolish the finances. Abolish the finances. Stop hitmen for hire. Stop murder for inheritance. Abolish the global financial system. Abolish the global financial system. It's never for money. Never for money. It's always for welfare. Always for well-being. We can feed the hands before they shave. We can heal the wound before it takes. If a life is a life, then say it plain. No one should profit from somebody's pain. Abolish the finances. Abolish the finances.
There we go. Enough of that. Welcome to the live. Right, so I'm glad people have come up and come and listened to a little bit of my music. I am on daily for an hour or so, here and there. Sometimes I stay on for a bit longer. Try and have a conversation with people. I'm a bit slow at delivery. I'm a lot better by writing. This isn't to gain any power. This is solely to put information out there to make people aware of what's going on. In terms of, plans for harming people for money, or for the illusion of power. So yeah, I come up on a daily basis to give out information, perception, interpretation, just to open up people's eyes in many, many different respects. Like I say, I don't need validation for it. Whether people come and listen to the stuff is completely up to them. And I just hope you enjoy the last bit of my time. Thank you for everyone that's been like a part of like this thing, this life that we're given. I just want to thank everyone for being a part of it. Even if it has been like a negative experience, I want to thank everyone for being part of that experience, whether it was negative or good. I do want to appreciate everyone that has come up and supported my campaign. Unfortunately, it just so happens that, you know, money's more important, people's jobs are more important, and they don't mind trampling on other people to get there, just as long as they get there, just so long as they can fulfill their corporate toffee nose, brown nose, whatever it is. I want to thank everyone for considering only your job, only doing my job. I'm only doing my job. Yeah. Whatever that might be. I'm only doing my job. I've met some great people online. I've met some great people out offline live in my life. And hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully we can get to a place where, you know, we can look after people, make sure that they've got everything they need, so they can have less time in work, so they can have more time at home, you know, with the families. That's what we want to create on this channel. We want to create opportunities for people to try and live a bit more. Yeah, we're not bothered about economical structures. We're not bothered about your governments. We're looking at real solutions. There's enough people out there today going, vote this person, vote that person, vote the other. Well, I'm not telling you to vote anyone. Quite literally. Yeah, if you want to support my channel, yeah, you can do. If you want to support other channels similar to this, and you have the delusion to believe anything that the state tells you, you're more than welcome to go and join them lives and support them people. And you can be wrapped up in this cycle of illusions that everyone seems to be in. You can be lied through, defrauded and everything else. And you can have your whole life turned upside down. And that's completely your choice. That's everyone's choice. Everyone has that choice. But, you know, I just believe that we can organise society in a better way. Do you know what I mean? Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to live in a house without worries about bills and paying the mortgage and paying the rent and worrying about insurance costs and everything else costs? Who doesn't want that? We hopefully can create that in this world. We would like to be able to create that. I don't know if anyone's listening outside of the panel, but, you know, if I don't put the information out there, if I don't try and help people in the best way I can, given my circumstances and my situation, then what does that say about me? Do you know what I mean? So, unlike state officials that will run around, yeah, threaten, attack, pick out fault, yeah, cause problems, want to control things, we'll do things a little differently. Yeah, we'll secure everyone's housing, we'll secure everyone's gas, electricity and water, and we'll create a society that works around schools, that works around children, that works around women and men alike. We won't be creating poverty, the illusion of poverty. We won't create that. We'll make a society where we can build connection, where pride isn't built from how much you have in your account, but from the service and the production in which you create. And everyone will be required to do 20 hours a week, just 20. And if you do more, then you do more. That's completely your choice. And out of that, you'll get respect for that. But equally, we want to give people the opportunity so that they can live a family life. 20 hours a week, loads of time with the children, loads of time with your woman, complete stability. Yeah, because we believe if we create stable human beings and stable social conditions, we believe that we can reduce violence. And we believe that if we can legalize certain things, we can close down black markets. We can prevent things like women and children being abused. We can prevent that by closing down black markets, by getting rid of exploitation and incentive for finance and materialism. And that's the kind of society I want to create. I don't function properly in a society that says we're going to create the conditions that give off false illusions crime, and then lock people up for being deprived and everything else. So we'll create solutions by just changing the way in which we structure ourselves in a modern society. Anyway, I don't know if anyone's listening outside of the board. It would have been great to sort of have some deeper discussions, but I don't think people are ready for this. I recognise now that most of society actually wants violence. And the truth is, women don't want to resolve issues. And neither do men and children. They don't want to resolve these issues. They just want to perpetuate it. But I'm going to continue to advocate for what I advocate for because I believe in what I'm saying. Yeah, I actually believe in a better society, a much, much better society. I don't believe in what we've got at the minute. It's not right that we create conditions that create poverty, and through that poverty, we create violence, and then we punish people for being violent rather than solving the issues that create that violence. And right now, every state in the world is exactly the same. They're all perpetuating the same problems, the same pattern of behaviour, time and time again. Oh, my screen's gone. Just bear with us. So yeah, they're creating these patterns time and time again. Nothing changes. It's like pizza politics, I call it. You know, a mixed pizza where you get like pepperoni and then cheese and ham, and then, you know, a vegetarian or whatever it might be, and they come in sort of segments, right? That's all society is at the minute. It's just the actual pieces that put society together. They don't change. All they do is switch where they're at and then maybe turn the pizza. But nothing changes on that pizza. So that's like politics. It's like society. It's money. It's taxes. It's everything else. And nobody actually comes up with any solutions. They just perpetuate the same thing over and over again in different ways. So you end up in another cycle and another thing and another thing. So we actually want to change that. First off, by legalising drugs, deleting the illusion of crime that doesn't actually have any violence in it. Closing down black markets, stopping a whole system of ways to exploit women and children and men as well into trafficking and intimate exploitation. And by getting rid of the financial system, we can get rid of incentive within that. We remove a large tool that child groomers and groomers of men and women use to utilize as a tool to, exploit these people. And the same goes for government systems and institutions and organisations. These do the same thing. They exploit men, women, and children through institutional exploitation. For instance, if somebody's on benefits, they're claiming between 14 and 17 grand a year on average. If somebody gets done for that, for maybe not telling them something or whatever it might be, they then put them into prison, which then costs on average it costs the taxpayer about 53 grand on average to begin with to put these people into prison. There's a large financial incentive to put children in prison as well, because that equates to £307,000 a year. So we've got a highly sophisticated, designed legal and police judicial system that's basically enslaving the people through work and punishing the worker for somebody else's said fraud, and I say that with quotations, because in actual fact all money is fraud. That's why the government they trade a bond with the banks called a gilt. Now the gilt is there for a reason. They are guilty of something. They're guilty of illusions of accepting this. And my thing is, if law's more important than money, then get rid of money. And if it isn't, then, it's every man for themselves. On another level, like I say, we want to create a system where we're only doing 20 hours a week in work. That's all you're required to do in this new system. You'll be required to do a 20-hour work week. Hopefully we can structure that around children's schooling, and always make the parents available. There'll be no more parents go to work for 12 hours, children go to school for 6. Yeah? That's a really silly social condition. Yeah, so we will create a system where the parent will always be available for their children. Whether we do that on a flexible thing, and we try and create a system where the parent can decide when they go to school, and we can stagger that in some sort of way. Obviously we don't want children being awake at late at night, but we can create a new system for that. Now there'll be certain transitions in order to get that in place, and I've already got that framework set out in my head. Some of it's written down. Again, free fruit and veg. This is sort of a transition period. We secure the entire farming industry across the globe on the same basis or the same wavelength as the blueprint for the NHS. So we make sure that people are fed. This will make healthier citizens. It'll stop food waste. It'll stop the exploitation and waste of labour that people put into getting this food. Currently we're sitting at 60% of our food production is actually wasted. So in essence, when you equate that to the labour market, you're also creating a labour market that's a waste of time. Complete waste of time. 60% of people that are working in food production is a waste of time if we're throwing this food away. So, we'll create a system that's more conducive to that. And also we'll be bringing down that, net carbon, greenhouse gases and our greenhouse footprint. So we're reducing labour by doing that. We're making it cleaner, greener. We're making healthier people. And we're stopping waste. We're making sure that everyone's fed good, green, honest fruit and veg for every citizen. Yeah, whether we start that as a campaign in just the UK and we can be the first country in the world to go, we have one of the best diets in the world, along with looking at saving money for NHS by making people healthier. So it all plays in with each other, essentially. And it's completely feasible. And I've even looked at taxation, and it probably equate to about 1.7, based on the information I've got. It'd be about 1.7% of taxation. And these are only little things just to transition over. Furthermore, it's the reduction in productivity. We don't need a highly productive society. We don't need to own vehicles. We don't currently own vehicles. We're the registered keeper. That's all you are. So instead of quotation owning vehicles, we make them available for everyone. You can jump in any car. Instead of a reg plate, we reduce the amount of bureaucracy within that. So we streamline it. Everyone will get your license number. We'll take a segment of that. Everyone will get a license number to put on the plate, to put on the car. You'll put it on your car, you'll drive. So instantly you'll know who's driving. There won't be any of this bureaucracy. So we save money, we save labour, we save a whole load of paperwork and everything else, and we streamline safety for the roads. We want to create a system where during the transition, and again, I want to create free bus travel across the UK, free public transport across the UK. And Andy Burnham has started to make these processes happen. And these are things that have been going on for many, many years. I'm not a politician and I have no affiliation to this Andy Burnham. But, somewhere down the lines I must have said something and influenced something, so I'm grateful for that. We don't believe in, say, lowering speed limits on roads. We don't believe in that. We believe reducing congestion on the roads. So again, because we won't be a highly productive society, we won't own these vehicles. If someone wants to jump in a vehicle with you, you've only got your safety to think about. So you haven't got to worry about someone jumping in your car. They can jump in. They're not going to steal it because you don't own it. So we get rid of a whole bureaucracy within that. In terms of the financial system, when that's gone, it's like there'll be no insurance companies. So we reduce a whole sector of society that doesn't need to be working in them conditions. So then we can transfer them people into other skills, operational skills, that will actually produce goods. But at the same time, we're going to be reducing that labour as well. And that'll all be part of it. So we'll split the labour across everyone. and we'll be reducing it. So rather than doing 40 hours, you're going to be maybe doing 20 hours, or optimistically, we could be doing less. As there's many people that also think this way online. But they've got a much more faster delivery than me. I'm a bit more subtle because I've been through some experiences, been through some hardships and trauma. So I try and deliver people in a way that they can understand. But I do want to have that security of families, and instead of this, I've even gone into like law and stuff. So I've been looking at the whole sort of thing about Lady Justice, and the way that Lady Justice is treated. You know, she's up there on the top of the Old Bailey, holding a sword and a shield, yeah, in all weathers. She has one hand which just is about punishment and violence, and the other hand about, you know, balance on a scale. But in order for there to be scale, something has to be unbalanced. So we'll drop the scales, we'll drop the sword, we'll start looking after Lady Justice. We'll give her social inclusion. Let's include, you know, a husband. Let's include a child. Let's start treating Lady Justice properly. Let's start representing justice by making sure that everyone's welfare and well-being is well looked after. So again, you get that social inclusion. You've got that food in everyone's hand. Maybe we could put a roof over the head to show that we want to make sure that everyone's got a roof over their head. And in terms of like imprisonment and stuff like that, that shouldn't take away those values, because we can't just keep punishing people because they've punished somebody else or hurt somebody else. Like, we've got a duty to be that principle, to go, you know what, this person's done something bad, we're going to isolate the person, but we're going to make sure they're looked after. And it's about safety. It's not about punishment. It's about, right, you've harmed someone. Let's move you to a place where you're not going to be able to do that again. But then, because there's no financial system, there's no incentive for false accusation. There's no incentive for that. And because we've centralised most of the system, like the housing, even in a financial system, we can create a social housing for about 70% of the housing, and then we'll transition further and further. And it's just a way of doing things where violence isn't really needed because nobody's in poverty. Poverty does cause violence, yeah, and then legal systems that they make, you know, such as the illusion of rugs. These systems create black markets, like I said earlier. So essentially, we'll get rid of black markets, so they won't be able to exploit women and children, and then the legal system won't be able to exploit even more. And if you haven't caused any violence after that, then you won't go to a cell. You know, we believe that people should be able to work. They should be able to contribute to society. What kind of society are we? Where we go, we're going to put you in prison, charge the worker for you going to prison. On top of that, we're going to stop you from working when you come out. So then you're going to be stuck on welfare for the rest of your life. So in actual fact, you're punishing the worker based on the financial system. So we'll put a stop to all that. Yeah, so there's a whole plethora of things there. But But like I say, there's that free fruit and veg, free bus travel, the sort of centralised car system. So if you want to go, say, from Scotland to London, um, you can do such. You can do such a thing. You can do Scotland to London. But what we'd encourage is, you want to get from A to B, do us a favour, jump on a bus, jump on a train. When you get to your location, jump in any car, jump on another public transport. There's no money involved. And we create a much more saner society, one where we're working towards the betterment of man, and part of that betterment of man is to reduce the labour. We push a technological society as much as possible. I'm not saying a technocracy, but we need to push these technological advances as fast as we can and as hard as we can to relieve man of labour. So that we can get on with doing more things, you know. I'd like to see the beaches full of people, you know, families running together in the beach every day if I could, in the parks, picnics, you know. I don't want to see the beaches empty. I'd rather have, rather than having fulfillment houses full of stock where nobody actually uses the stock. I'd rather have a society where all of that stock just gets put straight out onto the beaches. Yeah, all canoe boats, all rowboats, volleyballs, basketballs, netballs, on every town, on every field, in every city car, in every city park. Do you know what I mean? I want to build that kind of society where people aren't sitting on assets, yeah, for a number on a screen. I'd rather just produce the goods, put them straight out, and then if the goods need to be mended, you could go to the beach for an hour and sit with your kids, and you could fix the canoes, fix the boats for an hour. They're learning, they're having a good time. They're having an hour they're having an hour doing that. They're having 2 hours in the canoe or in the boat. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I don't want to see shopping centres full of people walking around without a soul, half dead. You know, I want to see some real good things. I want to see people with a vibrancy. I want to see people enjoying life, not just going to work, doing the job, going home, maybe going out on a Friday or Saturday, and walking around a shopping centre. Like, do you know what I mean? Where's the soul in that? We create a much better system. I'd rather have a system where we could go, do you know what? Let's give lorry drivers a bit more free time. Let's make it easier on them. It's no longer about making money. It's about safety. It's about creating an etiquette of work. You know what? You want to go down to London? Have you got the skills to take a HCV? Have you got the skills to take a bus? You know, do you want to go and learn them things? And instead of driving for 8 to 10 hours, drive for 2 hours. Have a break. Drive for another 4 hours if you like. Go and take a nap. Yeah? Take your kids with you. Take your family with you. Go down, do the job, drop off the load, go into a nice hotel, into somebody else's house. Because remember, we don't own anything now. Go into someone's house. Enjoy the area. Have a day there. Have 2 days there. Do a bit of work, if you like. Do some litter picking. Go and do some cleaning. I don't know. Go to a chocolate factory, enjoy an hour or two in the chocolate factory, leave with a couple of chocolate bars. You know what I mean? It becomes more of an experience rather than this highly regimented society where we just do this, do that, or else. It's like, be free. If there are particular jobs that need to be done, then we could locate them to somebody who can do them. Such as say you've had an accident, yeah. There's some damage. Let's not put them in prison, yeah. Okay, you've done some damage, right? Your average work week is 20 hours a week. You've caused some damage. Don't worry. Go and do yourself an extra 5 or 10 hours a week. Just to try and encourage people. We want to add value to society. We don't want to add value to a number on a screen. We want to keep and add value to society. And, you know, in that circumstance, there's been something's damaged. Okay. Go and mend it. If you can't mend it, go and do a different job. As long as you're adding value to the area. Whether that's service or production, or whether it's cleaning the street. We get that experience rather than that regimentation, like I say. You know, lowering the healthcare system, lowering their labour time. You know, 20 hours a week. You know, and the fact that we could just go, can you be a nurse? Go and learn it. No payment needed. There's people there that can do it. There's no money. Go and learn it. Let's try and encourage a society that has high value. Give them skills. Create a dating market not based on somebody's bank account, but on somebody's work ethic, on somebody's availability. Yeah, imagine this. I work 20 hours a week, same as everyone else. But because I care about my community, I do an extra 10 hours a week. That's my choice. So then people will start valuing people for the work they do, not for a number on a screen. And you know what? If you need to take some time away, do less hours, don't worry. Just stick to your 20 and go and enjoy your quality of life with your family. A happier, saner, cleaner, greener society in many, many different respects. And you know, if people don't want to live in that kind of society, and you want to perpetuate this system, I feel sorry for people. I really do. Do I believe in accountability? Absolutely. Yeah, I believe people should be held accountable. But I still believe in that idea of an eye for an eye makes everyone blind. So I'm looking at the humane thing to do. If we're going to lock people up, let's give them the life, but let's not become ugly by punishing people. You know, it's about safety of people. You've committed violence. Off you go. We'll put you away. We'll look after you. We'll give you meals. We'll give you access to whatever you need to be access to, except for more violence of people. Obviously, there's going to be violence between people that are violent within prison. That's inevitable. But we create a society where there's no incentive to falsely accuse, or anything like that. we create a society where, do you know what? You fell out with somebody? No problem. Go and find yourself a new place to live. Yeah? Any house you like. As long as you get on with the people, if they let you in, hey, do you know what? You're not going to take anything from them because they can go and get it again. There's no financial system blocks. You have a picture here, a house down the road has a different picture. No problem. You want to alter your picture? Don't worry. Let's circulate them. Let's not mass produce things. We'll try and circulate things. Give people a fresh look every so now and then. You know, we could do like little notes, couldn't we? You know, where it's been, where the painting's been, where the picture's been. This has been here. This is the family. So as you pass it round, yeah, it creates a story. And it's that whole artistic kind of society. It's about every picture tells a story, and everyone who's had that picture tells a story. You know what I mean? So pictures aren't just pictures anymore, they'll have writings on the back. There's tons of stuff we can do. Loads and loads of things. But it's just our financial system doesn't allow that to happen. I'd rather live in a society where we can go, I don't need to own a house. I want actual security for children. I want actual security for adults. Let's try and centralise them all. Let's try and make everything all housing social. And just like an apple tree or a seed, the rain doesn't stop providing. The sunlight doesn't stop providing. Are there moments of drought and moments of hardship? Of course there are. But equally, there's always a cycle of something going on within a tree. So we'll see the housing like a seed to soil. We'll see the sunlight like the gas, like the food to the leaf and to the tree. We'll see the water like the utility for the soil. And that's how we need to base society. You know, give people a home, give them gas, electric and water, and never take it away. Give them access to cars, to lorries, to vans. Let them go and explore and learn something new without a price tag. Let's see how valuable a person actually can be when they've got total access to things. But still require everybody to work 20 hours. So there'll be no more freeloading businesses, you know, business owners that freeload. There'll be no more of these benefit systems that freeload. Obviously, there'll be contingencies in place if there are ill or disabled people. But because that's just the right thing to do. It's good to have empathy for people that are struggling or might have disabilities. It's good to have empathy like that. And as we progress through society, things will get much more clearer and much more better. We've created a very predatory system, and it does need altering. There are many, many things that are wrong with the system. It's documented throughout psychology, and then these psychologists then pathologize people into fitting into the capitalist system, which is a very, very poor thing to do, because they know it's wrong. It's not conducive to human nature, and connection. I'm not a psychologist. I've read a few things, but I'm not. I've been through some hardship, absolutely. Um, and I've got some trauma. And I think everyone has to a degree. And I'm here for people if they do need someone there. Um, but I don't have all the answers. Most definitely not. Um, but I can see certain structures. I can see how they all work. Um, and I had a choice a while back to go, do you know what? I could do this, I could do that, I could do the other. And do you know what? For a while, I did. For a while, I said, look, I can start a business, I can do this, I can bring people into the business, I can create things, I can create jobs. And each and every time, the system that knew that I had a different ideology decided to come against me when I was trying to work with them. So about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I went, no, do you know what? This isn't working. Yeah. You've done lots and lots of things which are highly traumatizing and wrong, humanely and morally wrong. So I went, no, I've got to do right by everyone. Women, kids, men and children. We've got to create a new society. And we've got all of the tools that we need in order to create that. There'll be no more billionaires or millionaires or the illusion of these things. There'll just be people and resources. And on an objective level, we can resolve that. There'll be structures put in place through 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 varying segments that everyone will be looked after in the best possible way we can. I don't get wrapped up in the economy. Yeah, I don't get wrapped up in the economy. I'm not bothered about taxation. I'm not bothered about pay. I'm not bothered about rise and falls in gas, electric, and utilities. Because once you take away that, once you decide, you know what, the most valuable thing on this planet is the well-being of people. That's the most valuable thing. And when you're working from that pathology, you ask different questions. You don't ask about money. You look at the resources. You look at how things are structured currently, and you start to ask questions on is this the same thing to do? And by far it isn't. It's just not. It's just not the same thing to do. And you know what? Whether people like that or they don't is completely their choice. And you know what? I've got more than enough reasons to be extremely bitter. And it's a choice that I make every single day to try and make the right choice. And when you do have moments where your body is literally screaming in anger, and you still sit there and choose to be nurturing in the best way possible, yeah, that takes a strength that you couldn't even fathom. And that's on a personal level. Anyway, like I say, you will want safer roads. We will make it immediately available. Yeah, we will nationalise a certain quality of tyres, a basic brand or a basic quality. We will nationalise a basic quality tyre. We will nationalise a basic brake fluid, and we will nationalise a basic brake pads. We will make it available that everyone, no matter what, can get themselves new tyres. We don't want tyres breaking on the roads. We don't want brakes failing on the roads. So we will make it so that if you do have access to a car, you can literally take that car in every month to get the tyres and the brakes and everything checked. Because if Tom, say Tom, I'm going to call him Tom, I don't know who he is, could be Bob, but Bob and Tom, one drives a good car, one drives a beat up old car. If either one of them cars, if their brakes fail, you might get harmed. So we won't have that in the society that I want to create. So immediately, even in the financial system, we will create that as a foundation. Yeah. We will take a certain quality of tyre, we'll take a certain quality of brake fluid, brake discs, brake discs and brake pads, and we will make them available for every car. So if your car does break, it can get mended. Take it to any garage, any shop, it gets done there and then. No money exchanged. They'll all be included in everything. Because I think it's the right thing to do. We need a safer society. We need safer roads. And unlike over here in Wales, unlike Mr. Drakeford that said, "Oh, we're going to change the roads to 20 miles an hour," which doesn't actually make the roads safer. It just makes people, well, it does to a degree. I can't deny that. But a less congested road is better. That is more safer. It's safer to have less cars on the road. So we'll try and do that. So it'll be anything from car sharing to free bus travel, and we'll try and put that in place. I'm a little bit scatty in the way that I put my stuff across sometimes. But I don't really write stuff down. I have got stuff written down, but most of the time it comes straight out of my head. So yeah, I don't sit here and plan things out. I am what I am. I see things for what they are. So yeah, the road safety is a very important thing to me. And if I can get that in place, I would love to do that. Second of all, like I say, even in this system, we would. I've looked into professional driving, and there's many videos and stuff, and there's lots of talk on how they're treated across this industry. So I would suggest maybe more brake stops, better conditions, access to hotels. Go and take a couple of couple of hours nap in a hotel. Um, Free meals when they get to the service stations. Um, Anything from free parking for them. So I think it's wrong that they're limited to the parking. I want to make the roads as safely as possible, as safe as possible. I want to make the journeys as fun as possible. 5, 6, 10 hours a day driving can be extremely taxing. So I try and create a system that was a lot more fairer, a lot more humane, and try and include the family in that dynamic as well. Whether it happens is reality, but all I can do is give out information and try and draw people in the right in what I believe to be the right direction. Whether they take that on board or they don't, that's completely up to them. But I've noticed there's 2 lads on here that's been on for a while. I didn't get your names. I appreciate you listening. I know it's late in the UK. I don't know where you're from. We're at 12:30 in the UK in the evening. So I just want to appreciate you. It's quite a deep conversation for this late at night. And like I say, up until recently, I was finding it difficult to express what I'm trying to say. And then I came across Suno, and I thought, well, I haven't really done it in many years, but I thought, right, well, I haven't done any poetry for many years. But I thought, well, I'll go into this app. I'll see what I can pull together. I was putting all my words together and putting everything that I was putting together. And I just incorporated it all. I have a family history of poetry. And obviously, I'm from Wales, so poetry runs through our veins. And I've just been trying to produce that as much as I can. And if I could really clean up my health in a way that I'd like to, such as gyms and looking after myself in a way that's more conducive to who I am, I'd probably be able to sing, and my speech might become better. It did, just in 2024. I was doing really well back then. I was, according to society, I was working full time. I was going to the gym every day. I was drinking plenty of water. I'd gave up meat. I'd quit cigarettes for the best part of 4 months. And I was really looking after myself back then. And then I came across a certain organisation, which I'm not going to mention on here because of my situation. And they literally drained the life out of me. So from then it was just like a digression. It was just a digression after digression after digression. And every time I stumble across this particular organisation, it was the same thing. And it's only when I come back into myself and around myself and I know who I am and I'm not around these tyrants. Unfortunately, I don't like to knock people, but this is my experience. I just declined. So I've been at a very low stage to put all this together in the last year and a half. And I have moments where I'm improving, and then I have moments where I sort of digress. But I suppose that's a kind of beauty in a way, isn't it? It's nice sometimes to have that ebb and flow to a degree, but it's when it's like massive waves, there's a problem. Um, and these aren't me; these are conditions that are happening around me. And you sort of get to know certain things, you really, really start to understand human behaviour. Um, and you look at things up very objectively. Um, but I've never wanted to lose my human emotion. I've never wanted to do that. So I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I don't want to repeat the same patterns as other people. Even though every cell in my body wants to, I'm not doing it. And that's a choice, and it's a very difficult choice when you know you're up against adversaries. Is it the right choice? I don't know. Could be, might not be. I don't know. I think it is. Other people might think different, and they'd be right in doing so. This level of thinking is it's not the norm, and I didn't ask for this. You know what I mean? But when you start to observe, and you can't take it back once it's done. It's when it's done, it's done. Whether it's right or not is a different story, but all I can do is make myself available for people in the best way that I can. So back down to that production, reducing production. Instead of 20 houses owning 20 lawnmowers, we'll just have, a community shed per, we could say 100 or every 1,000 houses, and we could just have resources in there. Whether it's lawnmowers or drills, we don't need loads and thousands of drills in thousands and thousands of houses. Same thing with lawnmowers, same thing with everything else, whatever it might be. We just need them available when we need them. And then we could sit in this community centre on a Sunday, a bunch of lads, a bunch of girls. Yeah, we could sit, we could maintain the equipment, the lawnmowers, whatever it might be. We can maintain these things. We can have that community gathering. Whether you're a man or a woman, you can mop the floor, brush it, clean a couple of cups, make people a few brews. Doesn't matter whether you're a man, woman, or what. Everyone's got a responsibility when it comes to cleaning, so you know what I mean? Do us a favour, go and clean the toilet, lads, yeah? And we'll all take responsibility instead of just marking it off on like a single human being. Do you know what I mean? We all take responsibility. So if we start looking after the toilets in a better way, I don't know, maybe put a hose in a toilet, in every toilet. Hose the toilet down when you're finished. It's stuff, just little stuff like that. Maybe we could re-engineer toilets. I believe there's toilets that clean themselves now. Obviously that's in a financial system that's going to be a bit of a problem, but in the future it might not be. It's just one of them things, you know. I'd love to see more self-clean toilets. I think it's a brilliant idea. But whether that's feasible in a financial system is another story. Maybe it's something we will progress to. In terms of like electricity, we advocate for the cleanest electricity around. So we want to, for the UK, we would want to put as many wave-powered electricity within the Irish Sea. Maybe even in the Atlantic. We'd have to see which works best. So yeah, this will also help with you know, traffic on the sea, Wi-Fi across the Irish Sea. So we will be more connected in that way. Whether these things are the right are going to happen, like I say, is something we have to consider, whether it could happen or would happen. The reality is, it might not happen, but optimistically, absolutely. And yes, I'm being very pessimistic there, I understand that. Is it pessimistic, or am I just being grounded? Yeah, I think that's how I'd go with it. More grounded than pessimistic. Anyway, I'm nattering on to myself. So like I say, you can find all my music, yeah, which will give you insights. You can find that on Suno. There is a very explicit music on my Suno app, and it was just to offer perspective. It's not that I agree with these things. I was offering perspective on that current system within that. And that was to do with the red light, red light distracting apps. That's in it. That's I can't put that on here because of the sensitivity of it. But yeah, it's up there. And then again, I've got all the other music on here that I've put on my lives and I've done. I'm not asking for money for it. I'm just asking for people to listen to what I'm saying, to get different perspectives, to open their minds, to try and get them to be a bit more creative. And at the same time, I'm also advertising in a kind of way, not for finances, but I'm advertising Suno as a brilliant app to help people express themselves. You know, and again, it's about creating that system where people have got freedom of expression. Because I highly value human rights. And I think that's mainly because I've had my human rights violated on astonishing levels. But I've been on this sort of pathology for a very long time in terms of doing the right thing for man. It goes as far back as 2002 when I first drew my first round city, and then I looked again at it. I think it was 2010, and then in 2012 I came across something and I really delved into it. Obviously, I was trying to function in society the way that they wanted me to. And I could have been really successful at that, but instead they came against me and they continued. So I'm just on this. I'm on this now, and I'm not changing that. Because I believe I'm doing the right thing. I believe I'm doing the right thing. It takes a certain level of integrity to be able to stand up, speak out, express, and use my human rights, to express those things, especially when you're under extreme adversary from the state. And rightly so. They don't like an integral human being that is capable of critical thinking. That doesn't help them. Doesn't help them believe that they're superior, when unfortunately or fortunately we all take a dump at the end of the day. Rich or poor, you still sit on that toilet and make the same face as everyone else. Seriously. You still pick your nose at the lights when you're sitting in your car. Yeah, everyone's done it. So we're all the same. We're all the same. Obviously, there are some people that might have difficulties, and they might not be the same as everyone else. And in our society, we will make it possible that they can have them opportunities. We would use stuff like, and again, you can go on my page. I posted something the other day where there was a lady with no limbs, which was very upsetting, extremely upsetting, that somebody could keep somebody alive in them conditions. It's a beautiful thing, but it's also a very troubling thing to realise that people are kept alive and they're paralysed, or people are kept alive and they have no physical use. But the beauty of the human being is that we can have the empathy for them. But what I advocate for is to get those exoskeletons up and running. So anybody who has got usable legs and limbs, we can get them operational straight away. We will put them on the market, and we will try our best to get people out of wheelchairs and functioning like a human being. Because it's the right thing to do. give people full use of who they could be, even if they end up like this lady with no legs and arms, whether that's through robotics or what. No, but that's what I'd like to see. No more no more disabled people being unable to function. And if we can get them out of a wheelchair, we'll get them out of the wheelchair. They will have state-of-the-art stuff consistently. We want people to live a full life and experience a full life. Straight up. And the only way I've come to this awareness is because I've had to look at myself. I've had to look at the way the world works. Yeah, and you can't understand where I'm at unless you've also looked at the other side. You know, unless you've been able to sit back and look at what war does and stuff like this. So I can look at it from both sides, and I can look at it from in between and outside of the box as well. So, do you know what I mean? I want what's best for people. But whether that happens is a different story. When people talk about the children, they talk about their own children. They don't think of the wider system and how every child matters the same. And when we see injustice happen from a male, a female, or a child, that needs addressing. It needs addressing. And of course, I wear masks in the day and whatnot, but I think we've all got our own masks because we live in a predatory system. We've all got our own masks. And the thing is, I'm aware of my masks. Totally aware of them. But I'm also quite vulnerable because of that awareness. A highly perceptive sister, a highly perceptive being can become a problem. Yeah, intelligence is not it's not widely accepted, and it makes things very difficult. But I don't think of myself as intelligent. There's many people out there that think that I am, but it's like I'm not. I'm just simple. That's all I am. I'm just a simple guy where other people might think differently. But it's like I'm not. I'm just a simple guy with some heavy trauma. And observations and experiences and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm also a soldier. Somewhere in me is a British soldier. Yeah, trained up. Somewhere in me is a British soldier. It might have been 20 years. Might have been 20 years ago now, but not 15. Yeah, 2009. That's a long time. Let me just reflect on that. Wow, that's a long time. A lot's happened. But I still remember it like it was yesterday. Wow. Do you know what? If I could do it all again, I would. Even if I had to go through the things again, I wouldn't change them. Do I sound right? Like, I wouldn't change them. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't change them. I wouldn't change a thing. I'm very proud of myself. Not in the sense that I've got accolades or anything like that. I'm just proud, you know. I'm proud to have gone through all of that and all that I'm going through. And I'm quite strong. I'm in reflection mode now. Anyway, what time are we on? It would have been great to have you up and I was talking. Um, anyway, it is like 1 o'clock and I am getting a little bit tired. So there's a mouthful there, plethora of things to put in your palate and think about and let melt into your, you know, your brain tongue. And sit with. But thanks for coming in and listening. It's been great having people in listening to an actual conversation for a change. And I'm gonna end the live on This is Gracious Lands. This was inspired by the British national anthem. Sort of country musicy. And a little bit of that sort of religious sort of feel as well. So this is Gracious Lands. I'm gonna leave you to this for a couple of minutes. then I'm gonna wish you a good night. And if I see you over the weekend, if you keep an eye out, follow my page if you like. Come and take a look at my content if you've got time tonight. And every video's got information on it. So if you have the time, you can go and check them out. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with this song for the night. I think it's a nice one to leave off with. This is called Gracious Lands.
Sun, save our gracious lands. Earth, protect our pleasant people. Long live our people. Feed them nutritiously. Care for them healthy. Keep their hands from harm. The knowledge of technology, the freedom of our voices, the comforts of our homes, the warmth of families' home. Protect our people, protect our people. Keep us in your mercy, protect our people. When the day gets hard and the roads go thin, let our children rise, let the hope stay in. From the fields to the rooms, from the gates to the shore, let us build one home and ask for more. The knowledge of technology, the freedom of our voices, the comforts of our homes, the warmth of families' homes. Earth, protect our people. Earth, protect our people. Keep us in your mercy. Earth, protect our people. Hold us through the rain. Hold us through the fire. Let our hands stay kind. Let our hearts climb higher. Protect our people. Protect our people. Keep us in your mercy. Protect our people. Protect our people. Protect our people. Keep us in your mercy. Protect our people.
Anyway, lads, so yeah, that was Gracious Lands. It's been great having you up, listen. hopefully I've helped you out. I've opened your eyes a little bit. And if I haven't, and you've had some enjoyment out of curating something to laugh at, I hope that brings you joy, if that's what your agenda was. But like I say, thanks for coming up for tonight. Thanks for listening. You can take a look at my content, and hopefully we can build a relationship if that's what you want to build. Other than that, keep sharing the knowledge. Take care.